What is up, everybody? I know it's late. I'm only going to be on for probably about 30 minutes. But whoever's out there watching, what is going on? So far, no response. What's up, Wrenching Mafia? You have a stream tomorrow, don't you, Wrenching? You guys hear me? Okay, around 7 Pacific time. Shit, it's going to be. Well, I'll still kick you on. I'll be working, but I'll kick you on. You want to jump in, Wrenching? I'll send you a link. So anybody have any new cool tools they've gotten in the last week or two or three or four or anything worth talking about? I'm I'm in the Eastern Standard Time. Whatever, I'll do something dangerous. There's the link, folks. Everybody's welcome, even trolls. I live in Michigan, so I'm Eastern. Like right now, it is 1 o'clock in the morning. Now, anybody who wants to jump in that's on so far, I'm not going to leave that link up long. What's up, Rob? How you doing?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Just got done cooking some shit for lunch tomorrow.
Right on. Right on. I should start doing that, man.
Well, I had to do it today. I'm so sick of eating everything around my shop. It's not funny.
I know where I'm at. There's really nothing that's that good.
You never got a link?
Well, I got one now. It finally popped up.
What on my shit or in your
No,
email?
it popped up on my phone. It just took a while. I don't know if I was in the Twilight Zone or what. New tools.
Yeah, did you get anything new and exciting?
Actually, I did. I got a few things. By mistake, my tool guy sent me the Grip Edge. What do they call those? Foreign object removal extractors.
Yeah.
Okay, and honestly, they're the same as the gear wrench bolt biters, except they got a threaded hole in the middle. And then he sent me, let's see, he sent me the 1/4 inch, the real 1/4 inch, not the one with the 3/8 head, Koken ratchet. Little short body, rubber handle, flex head, and it's a 36 tooth, as smooth as silk. I mean, just a beautiful little ratchet.
Cheers to 36 tooth.
Yeah, I counted. It's a third. I know they make a 72. but this one's actually a 36, and smooth as glass, man.
That'd be cool wrenching if you could.
And then what else did he send me on this last one? I got a box from him. He sent me a longer quarter-inch flex. No, a longer 3/8 straight handle this time. Another Koken. So I've got like 6 Koken ratchets now. And then, oh, I know what I got. I got a bunch of quarter-inch stuff. I got a whole bunch of quarter-inch impact stuff that I'd never had before.
I got some Coke and shit recently. I got some of the nut grips.
I like those.
I do too. They're decent. They're good quality socket too.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to get the SAE set. I have the metric set. I'd actually like to have the SAE. And I didn't even know I was getting these, but Joe sent me the metric hex set, the little hex sockets. They're kind of a mid-length, metric Allen deal, 3/8 drive. And they actually have a circlip on the outside of the tip. So when you put it in the, the hex bolt, they'll stick on there. So those are pretty handy. Let's see. I got some Sunex. They were Sunex magnetic quarter-inch impact sockets. And I'm finding I like those. What I like is having to clean trash out of them.
That's the only problem. That's why I like the nut grips better. So far. I'm gonna keep beating up the nut grips, see how they work out. See if I think they surpass a magnetic socket.
If I could figure out a way to keep the trash from building up in the magnetic socket, it'd be the greatest thing ever.
That's the whole problem. They get loaded with trash.
And then, like with me, if I'm working on either an ice maker or an ice packaging machine, anything inside should be a stainless fastener. Anything that's not going to get, water, or that's going to get water on it, should be made out of stainless. And then, with magnets, you're just hosed. So the nut grip's a better option.
I agree. The nut grips, they're a nice socket.
Yeah. We'll see.
I kind of like that satin finish too.
Yeah, I do. They
don't want that fancy ass chrome that's gonna.
You don't need it. You really don't need it. Like I got a set of Proto 6-point combination wrenches, and I got those in the satin finish. I don't mind it. I actually think you get a better grip on it.
Well, you don't have to worry about chrome chipping away.
No, that's true. That's true. Not like the Chicons, where the chrome's chipping right out of the box. But I got a couple of good eBay scores on some great pneumatic stuff I was happy with too. So I'll be putting those to work, in the next week or two. I've got some big projects at work that have to be finished.
If you're still watching, wrenching, if you're still watching,
the biggest.
Who y'all having a live stream with? No, I'm talking wrenching right now. Who y'all having a live stream with if you're tomorrow when you go on? Is it just gonna be you or you got a group? I'm talking about Wrenching Mafia. And you froze again, Frosty. There you go. I was talking about Wrenching Mafia. He's gonna have a stream tomorrow. I can't remember if he's gonna be alone or with somebody.
first one, I would think you'd want to do it with other people. I know when I did my first one.
He should have told me there's going to be 2 other guys.
Yeah, I know when I do my first one, I'm going to want some other people on there. Hopefully they don't fight amongst themselves.
Yeah, when I do my first live stream, I'm going to want people on too. Once I decide I'm going to be a channel.
Oh, what a day. You get anything new?
Well, I finally got the 46 LN. I think they're what, the LN 46. I told you about those already.
Oh, the pliers, yeah, the Snap-on pliers.
Yeah, my Snap-on guy had them in stock. So I bought a set for the house and a set for my box. I don't know how often I'm gonna use the small ones though. The small ones they're quite small.
Right.
I really think they could benefit if they made a in between. I mean, like I said, this is handle to handle. That's handle to handle.
Like so 5 and an 8.
Well, I don't know. This is comfortable in the hand. This is very comfortable in the hand.
The little
this is a bit small.
Yeah,
but they're nice pliers.
Like one small pair of needle nose. So I mean, it's probably I've got one. They just kind of. It's hard to find a set that you really, really like. Man, you better buy 2.
Well, I don't know if I like the really small ones.
Yeah,
I'm sure they'll come in handy. I'm sure they'll come in handy. I mean, they're definitely workable with my hands. I mean, but you know, I've been a mechanic for 28 years, so I know how to use the fingers the right way. And
right. Let's see if I can get this thing to
charge. Have more leverage. But I know, well, 47s definitely are longer than your typical needle nose, but they kind of reach into the same area as your standard average needle nose, but they have a lot more leverage to them. They bite
right,
tighter.
And they have the triple setting in the middle, the triple joint.
Yeah, yeah.
I really like
JWC Tech. How you doing, Jay?
Hey, JWC Tech. Yeah, I'd like to get my hands on a set of those, but you know that cart, I got to pay that cart off before I buy anything.
Well,
they're not going anywhere. You know. And hopefully neither are the Malcos. I'd like to get a couple of sets of the Malcos, but I don't need them.
I don't use a locking plier that often.
No, honestly, I don't.
I will say the Malcos are a very nice locking plier.
Yeah, but how often do you really use them? You know?
On the Rust Belt, more than somebody who doesn't live in the Rust Belt. There are times I slap them on some shit, knowing it's going to work.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying you don't have to have them. I mean, you gotta have some in your box. But you know, I'm at the point now where I usually have the right tool for the job, so I'm not reaching for things like, you know, I'm not using the nuclear option. You know, grabbing things with vice grips.
Well,
but you need them.
When if something's that rusty and something's that shitty, depending on application.
Yeah.
I typically would just blue wrench that sucker off. Like, I'm not gonna pull out vice grips to try to save something on an exhaust. I'm just gonna cut the son of a bitch right off. How you doing, Pat? It was nice to stop in, JWC. If you ever want to jump in a chat, you're always welcome.
So I picked up some 1/4 inchers from Gray. They have a set that they call a surface drive, right? And it's a 6-point, but they're really pronounced, and they grab, you know, the flats instead of the corners. They got like that flower shaped opening, and
Yeah.
they sell a 1/4 inch kit with everything, you know, shallows, deeps, swivels, standard and metric, but it's like it's $350 or something like that. And I was able to get just the stuff that I needed for less than $100. And then I found, I think I won all the swivels on eBay with the extensions for $74 or something like that. So I kind of made out on that deal.
Well, JWC, I'm sure the other room is much better than my room. So
I'll make it to the other room eventually.
I'm trying to think if I got anything new that actually matters. Most of the shit I've gotten recently has been warranty.
Well, everything matters. Oh, I got some Wobble Plus style extensions from Olsa Tools. They're not bad. I mean, but I kind of think, you know, between Olsa, Capri, and Tecton, a lot of that stuff's really the same shit. It's just slightly different.
If Pat was correct on this, that you got to watch out with Gray Pneumatic. Warranty. If you show them an Amazon receipt, they're not going to warranty it.
Right.
Shannon, what is up? What is up?
I get that.
Tech, I am going to eventually do a live stream probably once a week, and it will be at a particular time. I just got to figure out what day and at what time. And it will be earlier.
Warranty issue. But, I mean, that's the whole reason I bought the Gray.
No, I was just reading through the comments.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I bought the Gray, and I bought the ones on eBay because they were cheap, and if anything happened to them, it wouldn't be a big deal. You know, if it was something that I depended on every day, I'd have got it off the truck.
Well, I could probably pull that and get them off of Amazon, and my dealer would still probably warranty them for me. Only because I buy so much other shit from them, but I don't. For the few dollars I'm going to save, I'd rather give the dealer the money.
Right.
I mean, I don't want Amazon to run my dealer out of business. My dealer already has to like kind of stay undercover because he is a Mac tool dealer, but he carries everything.
Yeah.
What Mac truck would you walk on that has Milwaukee tools all over it?
Right.
At close to Home Depot prices.
Yeah, see, that's really cool. I mean, I can't believe how much these guys are marking up Milwaukee.
Oh, I don't see how Matco is gonna make. I don't. Well, techs. A lot of techs don't look around.
Mm-mm.
And they also, when it comes down to a tool truck,
counter space here for us to be able to
you have, depends how good your relationship is with the dealer. You often have the ability to throw it on the truck account with no interest and make payments. And, so you spend, 50 bucks more than if you went to Home Depot, but Home Depot, you got to put it on, pay for it one way or another, whether it be a credit card, cash, whatever, you got to pay for it.
Yeah, but look at Cornwell. They mark up Milwaukee, what, 60% sometimes?
Pat, he's a corporate owned, or he's a corporate Mac tool truck or independent Mac tool truck dealer. But he carries everything. Great Tools, Sun X, you name it, he carries it. You ask him for it, he'll get it.
Right. Now when they sign up to sell, or for the right to sell, Mac tools or Matco tools or Snap-on tools, they have to agree to only sell in a certain area and sell what's acceptable by that company, right?
Well, they're supposed to sell, from my knowledge, from their main catalog and their supplemental catalog. I'm not sure if Matco got the right to use Mobile Tool Network yet or not, but I know my Matco dealer's using them. They signed a contract, but like my tool dealer says, if you really want more information about that, I gotta be honest with you. Pat Paulson can answer that question best. He has a Snap-on route he runs and works. Well, I don't know what's independent. He signed a contract with Mac Tools. He's a Mac Tools distributor. I tease him all. I tease him once in a while, and he's like, "Yeah, fuck that. I didn't sign that. I haven't re-signed that contract in 25 years. I'm gonna sell what I can sell. I'm gonna sell what my guys want." What is up, Adam?
Adam, how you
doing? Things going okay for you, Adam? You want to pop on? I'll send you a link. Always like shooting shit with you. You can crack open one of your Hams beers while you're on.
I miss Hams. I miss Hams and Lucky Loggers.
Well, I don't know if you ever saw. Do you ever watch Jimmy Making It Work?
Mm-hmm.
That's when you got anti-Snap-on, and it's way deeper. It's way deeper story than that. But he was on Snap-on tool truck, and he was originally able to record, according to the Snap-on dealer. And then they said he was up there and he pointed out something. Ooh, the Snap-on guy's carrying this in his truck. And he just kind of set it down and went on with his business. Do you know that Snap-on dealer got his video took down?
Yeah. Apparently it was a monetized video that was doing good too.
Yeah, they took the video down. The dealer had the video took down. And I was like, I somewhat understand the dealer. He doesn't want to get in trouble if he's under contract. He doesn't want the wrong person to see it. And like if I ever do a tool truck review, mine would be like I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to think. Well, I'm not trying to think. I'm just trying to remember. Everybody says, "Oh, he's trying to think." That's funny. No, I'm just trying to remember. I don't think Power Stroke Jude has ever done a tool truck to her and actually like recorded. This is their fucking phone number. This is their. He just introduced them. This is Gabe. This is so and so. Blah blah blah. And he leaves it at that. Now, that might not even be the real names. They might be nicknames. Roscoe, Gabe, whatever. Right. It makes it a lot harder to track down. What if somebody, the wrong person sees it, wants to make a bitch out of it? Which somebody on YouTube is always want to make a bitch about something. And just they keep it discreet. I don't know how to say it better.
Yeah, there's only a couple of tool dealers that want their name out there or blast their name out there, and that's Joe's All-Star, and who's the other one? Matt Sledge, the independent guy. But most of the franchise guys.
Well, Lindsay from Coy Tools, he's out there too.
True.
But they're totally independent.
Right. They're technically gear wrench guys, right? Or
no, they're totally independent.
Yeah, they sell whatever they want.
They find their own suppliers. They sell what they want,
and that makes sense.
Tech Choice, but it's probably not the best choice.
That's Sledge. Tech's Choice.
Well, I don't know if Tech's Choice is the best choice. Is you're talking about as a supplier?
No, that's the guy's truck.
The guy's truck. What's that stupid supplier though that has, I think, crazy prices?
ISM or something like that. There's two of them that I know of. The big tool wholesalers.
ISN and Mobile Tool Network. Mobile Tool Network's new.
Yeah, new. I don't think it's Mobile Tool Network. I think there's more than one. ISN and there's another one.
I'm trying to think of the other one. They have a catalog they come out with every so often.
Right. And they're who you go to if you
P10
want.
P10 or what the hell is it? I'm looking to see if I got one of their magazines here. They're always overpriced in my opinion.
But you go to them if you want to buy like CTA or Gray Pneumatic or Mountain or
Derek just said ProTech.
ProTech, huh? Yeah, I think that's their list price though, and depending on how much product you buy and quantities and how much money you make, you probably get different tiered pricing.
All I know is I get every once in a while I'll throw something up at usually my Mac truck, because he's willing to get and go after anything, especially if I suggest it. I'll throw up a tool at him and be like, "Hey, you seen this yet?" No, I haven't, Dave. And I show it to him. I'm like, "I think this is gonna sell for you." I said, "If you can get it, I already got one. I'm guaranteed buyer. Just set in my toolbox." And when he gets them in stock, if they just start flying, he always hides one for me. If they start flying off his truck, he gives me one for free usually, if it's within reason. I mean, we're not talking about an impact or. I'm talking about like a $30 tool.
Mm-hmm. No, I got you.
I mean, for free, be like, dude, I owe you. I sold 48 of these today, or in the last 2 days or 3 days, whatever the period of time is. You just say, I sold I ordered 50. I only got one left on the truck and the one I hid in the drawer for you.
Yeah, it'd be something like the wrench extender or the what is it, the 310 funnel buddy. Some of that stuff's just downright handy, though.
The 310 funnel buddy, that is no longer in existence now. That's something that Lyle now makes. I don't know what they're calling it.
I wonder if they already had one and the guy was infringing on the patent, or if they bought it.
No, they, I think, bought it off of him.
Good for him.
They bought the design off him and they slightly changed it, and now Lyle makes it. But it's not the funnel buddy. It's called something else.
Now Lyle makes it.
Right.
That's not the funnel buddy.
There we go. Hey, look at that. Now I can see the comments.
You got 2 volumes going.
I got one muted.
Now
Am I coming in clear?
Yeah, now you're good.
All right.
The funnel buddy.
Funnel buddy, yeah.
It's a whole different unit. The funnel buddy was a thing that had a big metal bracket with like a 1 quart like empty oil jug that screwed up onto it, and the funnel buddy was spring loaded, and you set it on it, and anything that leaked down eventually collected in that other thing in the bottle.
JD Tico bought the existing 310 stock. That makes sense.
But for all practical purposes, what Lyle is selling in the 310 funnel buddy, the same damn thing. I think all Lyle did was put little ripples in it that slowed down the drippage, probably. So when you, I don't know what they do that for, but because the bottom of it's closed. Not exactly sure the differences. I think I seen the Lyle version one time. I thought they had like some ribbing around the bottom of it.
I haven't bought anything from JD Tico.
I think I only bought 2 things from Nick. There's not much he ever sells that by the time he advertises or whatever that I need, that I usually already have it. I mean, most of the stuff that he has and advertises, unless I want to buy and have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 sets of it, there's really no need for me to buy most of what he advertises. I can't say all, but most.
I mean, he's got good deals on stuff.
Well, I'm not saying he doesn't have good deals, but I still laugh at my Matco dealer. He walks in my shop every week and shows me like the stupidest of shit. Well, I got this on promo. Dude, do you not realize like I've been doing this for like, I'm like pushing the 30-year mark, 28 years plus into it. You don't think I have 1/4-inch drive sockets? Yeah, I understand. You bring them in the store, show them to me. Don't show them me. Show them the younger techs. But I don't know. I asked my tool truck guy, I said, does it make a difference bringing it in the store and actually showing, bringing it in the shop versus just getting the text out to your truck. And my Mac dealer says it depends on what shop you're stopping at. Because often you bring it in, guys will say, "Yeah, I'll take a set of that," or "I'll take that on since it's on promo," because they never go out to your truck anyway. But you brought it in and you showed it to them. Now they come and they say yes to it. They come out to your truck. He told me, but most have no. We'll go out to your truck. We'll take a look. Tell me out in your truck what you got special on.
I think for some people, like a tool dealer, you got to be a little bit shysty to be a salesman, right? And you got to know how to read people. And I think a good tool dealer will know how to read people. Are they going to react better if you got them cornered in the truck? Are you going to be able to kind of distract them from making good decisions by throwing all this nice shiny shit at them? Or are you better off talking to them where they're somewhere they're more comfortable? You know,
I don't know. My Snap-on guy and my Mac tool dealer, they're both very experienced. They've been in the business a long time. They never pressure the young guy into buying a toolbox he doesn't need before buying the tools he does need. Where my Matco guy, he's new in the business. He's a vulture. He wants to sell everybody a box. He wants to sell everybody a cart. And I tell the young guys, stay the fuck away from him. Don't even go buy that shit on his truck. This is, oh, you can get this for $35 a week. Yeah, for how many fucking weeks?
yeah. He's going to sell you. He's going to tell you, hey, you got to buy something quality that's going to last you forever, and I'm going to warranty it forever, and everything's going to be great. And then he's going to turn around and he's going to sell you a rebranded Taiwanese socket set that Matco ain't going to be selling in 5 years because they'll have somebody else making them. Snap-on socket's been the same for what, 40 years now?
I don't know. Ask Pat. He says he tells people what snappy tools are garbage and refers them to a better tool dealer for what they need. That's one thing that a lot of people ask me. What makes a snap-on socket so special? What makes a snap-on wrench so special? They ask your tool dealer. Not one of them can answer that question. I asked my tool dealer and he gave it his best shot. I'm not saying I bought the whole fact that it's worth 3 or 4 or 5 times the price of any other impact socket set or chrome socket set I can go out there and buy. But I'll be honest with you, at the end of the day, I do own them.
I don't own their impact sockets, but I have their wrenches, a bunch of their wrenches, and a whole bunch of their chrome sockets, and a bunch of ratchets.
Oh, 90% of my sockets are Snap-on.
And to me,
in fact, I'll be honest, the only impact sockets I don't have, the only impact sockets I have that are not Snap-on, I do have a deep set of gray pneumatic impact sockets in my toolbox at work, 3/8 drive, that are gray pneumatic, and I have an excellent socket set. I don't even know the brand. Made in Taiwan is all I can tell you. But it's probably the same axle nut socket set that they all freaking sell.
It's gotta be Sunex.
It don't matter. They've done the job, but
whatever works. But to me, my Snap-on stuff, they're heirloom tools. They're not going anywhere. And when I'm gone, somebody else can use them and take care of them. They're going to outlast your Taiwanese socket.
Well, yes, Pat. There's a lot involved with the process of actual overall design, the broaching, the fitment, everything about them, and then the heat treating process. And a lot of people bitch they're too soft, but they're a little softer for a reason. I I think in 28 years, I think I've only blasted like the actual walls of an impact socket by Snap-on. I've wore some out to where they got a little too shitty. They're getting sloppy. But I mean, like I've heard guys say, "Oh, I've seen Snap-on impact socket explode." Bullshit. I've never seen a chrome socket explode. It'll crack. It'll crack.
Crack.
Yes, I put chromes on impacts before. It'll crack before. I've never had one explode on me. But they're softer. They save your anvil, first of all, on your impact. I mean,
maybe that's one of the things they're more worried about. Shearing the anvil.
well, that's probably the biggest fault you could be making with a good quality chrome socket, putting on an impact. You know what's going to happen? You're going to ruin your hog ring. You're going to ruin the hog ring. If you don't snap the socket, you're going to ruin your hog ring on your anvil because it's not designed on a chrome socket for that hog ring. There's like a little indentation. It's meant to like grab the little ball, and as it's impacting, it'll fuck that hog ring up.
Oh yeah, because the divots are going the wrong direction. Therefore, getting on and off of that ball, being pulled on and off, they're like a leading ramp where your impact sockets, those ramps kind of go around the circumference of the inside of the socket, and the hog ring locks into them. And they're softer, but they're made out of a different material. Similar material, but a little bit different. Like chrome vanadium and chromoly, I guess, are pretty close. But
a chromoly is, I think, a much better process than chrome vanadium.
It's a better metal. It's a better metal, and it's more malleable.
Well,
less brittle.
I'm not a freaking scientist. Maybe I'll be one day. But what Pat's saying here, it's a transmission that torques smoothly. I could actually show you where, say, I'm going to throw a size on half-inch drive impact. A 24 millimeter snap-on socket will break a bolt loose and take it off. That a Sonex, a Gray Pneumatic, a Mac tool socket, and so on and so forth won't. And you know why? There's more mass in that snap-on socket than there is in the rest. It's like almost like it's not a weighted socket, but it's a heavier socket.
Right, I got you. I
mean, you know that they make those weighted sockets. I know you're not involved in that line of work where you use weighted sockets to get crank bolts off and shit, but
well, I still deal with crank bolts on compressors and stuff like that, but not often as
weighted sockets they're amazing. You can sit there all day long on a Honda that's stubborn with a standard impact socket, and that bolt just sits there and laughs at you. Put a weighted socket on, it comes right off. Same impact.
Does anybody use the starter to get that bolt loose? Or is that done anymore?
I don't know. I don't see guys do that too much anymore.
That used to be a great way to do it. Jam that breaker bar in there and hit the key. Fucking spin that thing right out.
You get one that's stubborn on a Honda, it might lift the whole front of the car right up off the ground, though.
Oh yeah, I remember Toyota 22R was like that. Some of the pickups, they'd get real rusty. Never get that crank bolt out. I had to go out and buy a proto socket for one I got at work I'm doing right now. It's a great big 12-cylinder hot gas compressor.
The broaching on Snap-on, and I'll have to say that too, broaching on Snap-on and all the Koken sockets I have. I'll have to say the Gray Pneumatic ain't too bad, but broaching on Snap-on sockets, they're second to none.
Now tell me this, Dave, when you got a deep socket, do you prefer the broaching to be really shallow, like the thickness of a nut or a bolt head, or do you prefer the broaching to go way down into the socket?
No, I prefer it to be shallow.
Okay, but have enough clearance for the bolt diameter to go up inside the socket, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I've found that there's two schools of thought on that. There's some low clearance spots where if the broaching's too shallow, you're going to get stuck. And it actually kind of pays for that bolt to collapse down into the socket a little bit.
Yeah, I can see where that could happen to you.
But for putting it back in, the shallow broaching is definitely better. So what I'm kind of saying is, to me, the deep broaching is not a deal breaker.
Well, it's always good to have a cheaper set of sockets. Not just as a backup, but for other uses.
True. I mean, obviously the shallow broaching is better, but to me, that particular part of it's not. I don't nitpick a socket at this point in my career and what I do. I don't nitpick that bad. I mean,
Mid-length is my go-to in a few cases, 3/8 drive.
Mid-length is the shit.
That's my go-to on most things, 3/8 drive.
I have a set of gear wrench and I have a set of Capri that I use at work, mid-length. Then I have the Snap-ons here. I wish they sold the 12-point SAEs as a set, and you didn't have to buy them one at a time. I'm going through that right now, finding all the part numbers and building a set.
A set of what?
3/8 semi-deep, 12 points. The 6-point comes as a set, but the 12-point only comes individually now. They don't sell them. They don't sell them like in a 1/4 to 7/8 set or a 3/8 to 3/4 set. You got to buy them one at a time. Now, Snap-on has it in the 6-point, but not in the 12-point.
You're probably talking to the wrong guy about that. I'm sure they got in the 12-point.
Oh, they have them in 12-point, but they don't sell them as a set.
Well, I'm sure they do.
I've been through it with my dealer. I've been through the catalog. You know, like your set will be like SM or SML, blah, blah, blah. And there's no part number for a set right now that I could find or that my dealer could find. Because I would buy them in a heartbeat. All my race car stuff is 12-point.
Well, I'm sure they make a set.
They make a 1/4-inch set in 12-point. I have that, but I couldn't find
it. I will say this about Snap-on, and I will say this about Mac. Also, Mac-O. Mac-O is probably better than both of them, but their websites are out to date, and so are their catalogs.
Right.
But they do.
Now, was that on a promo, Tarek? That might have been on a promo. Because I've been looking for a few months, and I can't find a set.
Okay, are you looking for Chrome or are you looking for Impact?
Chrome. Chrome 3/8 mid-length, 12-point.
Okay, let me see here. Let me make some adjustments so I don't have double in my ear here. Hang on. I gotta kill the audio on this. Okay, that's better. Give me a second here. 12-point Chrome mid-length.
And 3/8 drive.
In 3/8 drive. Yes, give me a couple minutes.
Oh, take your time. I'm cool.
Deep shelf lights, flares. Because the new catalog's a little funky. Those are torques. And about what size do you want to run from, like 1/4 to 3/4?
1/4 to 7/8.
Okay.
All my Snap-on socket, all my 3/8 sets, 7/8.
Mm-hmm. Okay. 6. Okay, semi-deep inches. Semi-deep inches Chrome 211. F is in Frank. S is in Sam. S is in Sam. Y is in yellow.
And that's a 12-point?
1/4 to 7. And that's a 12-point.
Hang on a second. Let me write that down. Because when you look it up on their website, it ain't there. Or at least it wasn't the last time I looked.
Like I said, their websites often show certain things and are behind. Not just Snap-on, but Mac Tools the same way. Mac-O's getting better, but they're also the same.
And then when I asked, last time I was on the truck. Okay, what was that set number again?
211. F is in Frank. SSY.
Yes. 12.3/8. And that's 1/4 to 7/8.
Yep.
Awesome.
See, when you say they don't make something, you got to always ask a Snap-on dealer that knows what he's talking about.
Shit. I guess my Snap-on dealer doesn't know what he's talking about.
Because he types it in his computer in the catalog, and he's going to electronic catalog, and it probably wasn't working right, or he's outdated. Something's different from the information that Pat has.
Yeah, you got to go through and look through the actual paper catalog.
Yeah, online is always behind.
Mm-hmm.
Or sometimes there's
online isn't always up to date.
Yeah, not even that. I mean, they might have been making that set 15 years ago. Why it's not online yet, I don't know. I just know that happens when you're looking online.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. Okay. So the FSY is the 6-point. And the FSFY is the 12-point.
Yeah, I'd have to see what you're looking at. But I'm looking at catalog 1600.
Well, no, I have the 6-point set. That's the FSY, but the FSFY is the 12-point.
Mm-hmm. Because I don't have my truck in front of my house right now, but I've got a set of those on my truck.
Well, shit.
JWC Tech said, and thanks, Jay. The highlighted comment I have right now, JWC. Is that the correct part number?
I can't see it.
He says 212 FSMYSY.
Yeah, for me to double check that, I'd have to log into my Snappy stuff. But that looks like a shallow. Just from what you're saying there, that sounds like the shallow number, not the mid. Because they also have them in mid FDX also.
Yeah,
that's
message up too.
They're
okay. Is that FDX or is that flank drive?
It's flank drive. None of those
that's flank drive.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Yeah. The FDX is just FDX is a tighter tolerance.
Right.
It's still flank drive, but it's a tighter tolerance front flank drive.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I need that. What are they? About $300?
I
don't have prices here on this. So.
They're $399.95, but on sale.
I'd have, like I said,
Thank you, JWC.
Well, that's going to make life easier. Well, sweet. Thank you, brother.
Have a good night, JWC.
Not a problem.
I wonder why my guy couldn't find it. He's usually Johnny on the spot with it.
He's using his online catalog. The paper catalog, like Pat said, the book, It's got more than online.
More stuff in it.
Yes. Not everything online.
And it's easier. It's easier to find stuff in the book.
Right. I got
It's
you.
easier to find what you're looking for in the book.
Right. Nobody
Go
wants.
go online and try to find just try to find certain shit online, like their freaking Bluetooth multimeter. You're gonna find all kinds of shit but that.
Yeah, there's stuff that I know for a fact exists that I can't find online, like those Wildy lock ring pliers that every transmission shop everywhere on Earth uses.
Thank you for joining.
You know the ones I'm talking about, the lock ring pliers, they're spring loaded. If you look on Snap-on's website, they don't exist. But I know you can get them, and they're stamped Snap-on. They're a Wildy rebrand.
Yeah, they're in our supplemental catalog.
Right. They're not on. No, they're not Blue Point. They say Snap-on them.
Maybe then they still say Snap-on, Pat, or those Blue Point.
Well, there are two different versions of the same what he's talking about. I'd have to see which ones. Now, there's those large ones. The large ones are Snap-on, and then there's a smaller set that is Blue Point.
Right.
And
I don't think those.
And you don't find those in the plier section. You find those in the underbody tools.
Okay. Yeah, like every transmission shop everywhere has those. Every transmission guy has them. And if you look online, you can't find them. You have to go to Wildy.
Well, when you see one in a transmission shop, just write down the part number and search for it.
Right. Then you
see, because if you have the part number, you can give that part number to your guy, and he should be, the part number when it's in there should tell him what page in the catalog it is, so that you can get a good look at it.
Oh, okay. It's still not going to show up on the computer, though.
It depends.
It depends on how up to date his system is, how up to date his Chrome is, and there's a lot of factors. But if you were like trying to use the electronic catalog yourself, you won't find it.
Right, I got.
But if his Chrome is all the way up to date, you should be able to enter that part number, and then there'll be a little box comes in below that, telling him what page number it's on, and then another thing where he can click on, which will give him a picture of it.
How long you been rolling?
And all the specs.
How long you been rolling the truck, Pat?
A little over a year.
You know a lot for a guy that's just been doing it for a year.
Oh yeah.
I like to think I'd do it well. So
dealer, not my Snap-on dealer. I usually, if I get a new dealer, which is always a Matco dealer, I usually teach him the ropes. Like, no, they have this. You guys have exclusive to you right now. Nobody else has this right now. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Because if it were me, like you say, if you're looking for 12-point mid-length, I would personally go with the FDX for a 12-point mid-length, because you're going to be using them, I'm assuming, on more like drive shaft application, that kind of thing. Where are you going to be using them?
Yeah, Adam, you are totally correct. Yeah, as a tool truck dealer, you got to learn real fucking quick, or you're screwed. FDX.
Yeah, I would. If you're going to be doing drive lines, stuff like that.
I know it would take some retooling. The thing I like the most about the FDX sockets, well, they're fitment. Everybody says they're not an everyday use socket.
Mm-hmm.
If you're working on tractor machinery and stuff that's heavily painted, I will agree with them. But I live in the Rust Belt and I use the shit out of the FDX sockets, and their fitment is so tight, it's not funny. It's guaranteed grab and take off. But what I like about them most is how they have this little, I don't know what you want to call it.
Yeah, they'll say
they inlaid it a little bit, and it's so much easier to pull off your ratchet. That slight little inlay versus the regular snap-on. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a slight inlay where they put the right here, where they put the right there, where they put the sizing. There's a slight inlay on it where the regular flank drives don't have it. It's just so much easier. That gives you a little grip to pull it off your ratchet or whatever. If your hands are nasty or gloves are nasty, whatever. I wish they would do that with their regular flank drive, but I know that would probably cost a fortune to change that over.
Yeah, and because the tolerances are a little looser in the non-FDX stuff, you'd open yourself up to more damage at the tip of the chroming portion of it too, if you were to do that. So would it be more convenient? Yeah, but you'd be introducing more wear. You'd be introducing an additional point of failure. You know, that's where, yeah.
That's what you recommend to Tex?
I would recommend the FDX. You know, but it depends on the usage case. Because like I said, if you're using 12 point because you're going after, you know, especially if you're going after drive shaft stuff, if you're doing that kind of work, if you're doing you know, rod main caps, you know, you're doing crank caps, you know, where you're using 12 point, where you want to have that good bite on them, and you want to make sure that you're going to keep that tip of that fastener in as pristine shape as you can get it, then that's what that is designed for. People think it's designed for the stuff that's a little out of round or something like that. That's not what. Will they work on that? Yes, they will. Will they try and push it kind of back in together if it is a little out of round? Yes, it will do that. But what it's more designed for is for keeping the lesser surface area of the 12 point intact so that you can take that fastener out and reuse it again if it needs to be. And you have the advantage of where they're not a reusable fastener, like a torque to yield on, like say, again, a crank bolt or, you know, a rod bolt where you're doing torque to yield, then, you know, your head is going to be come off of it like it's never been touched, so that when you go to pull everything back apart, you're not worried about a rounded area or a slippage, or if you're, you know, going to 85 pounds and then you're doing another 90
those FDX
degrees.
Tolerances are so tight it leaves no marks on the freaking fastener whatsoever. And
exactly.
Adam, I agree with you. Proto makes great stuff. It's just Proto has always been pushed towards the commercial line, not the automotive line.
Yeah, Proto's more industrial.
The only place I can
but
buy
all good stuff.
The only place I can buy Proto is at Granger. The nearest Granger by me. Otherwise, I can't buy
Granger also checked farm and welding supply too. A lot of farm and welding supply sells them. Places people work on equipment, not necessarily vehicles.
Yeah, McMaster sells it.
No, Proto's definitely a top line tool. But
there's some
very much so.
There's very few cases, but there's some where I actually prefer the Proto or the Williams to the Snap-on. Like I like double open end and double box end wrenches a lot of the times, and I like the Williams small offset double boxes better than the Snap-ons. But that's a and I have both, and that's a rarity, you know. But I think if you go back a few years, you'll find the Williams is just the earlier Snap-on version. You know, now they've gone to a little bit different shaped wrench.
Well, a lot of the Williams stuff now is being produced overseas. Not all of it is made in the U.S. anymore.
Yeah, I try not to buy the overseas stuff. I try real hard just to buy Williams USA.
Well, I try real hard not to buy. I try real hard to buy from, even if it's from overseas. I try real hard to get it through my tool trucks.
Right. Me too.
I don't give a damn if I got to pay a few bucks more for it, because you know what? If I have a problem with it, and I've seen text and people on YouTube throw up videos, you know, not calling anybody out here, not bitching about anybody. In fact, he should have no offense to this. Don Master said, you know, he had to basically go grab. He bought a light from his Snap-on dealer, and he had to like get on the truck and like see that they had the same light he just bought 2 weeks ago that won't charge. And he actually grabbed it and said, "Here, I need you to warranty out my light. Can you do this?" And he said his Snap-on dealer was real hesitant to do it, but said, "Yeah, I'll do it." I don't have tool dealers like that. But they have it on their truck. They give it to me. Now, I will admit, if it's a tool I hardly ever use, or if I know I'm not going to need it, or I got backups, I'll tell my Snap-on dealer, I'll tell my Mac dealer, Matco dealer, if it's the last one you have on your truck, I'll wait for you to order me in one.
Yeah, if you have to open up a package,
it ain't no big deal. I got backup for now. I'm good. I'm just saying my shit's broke. I got backup for now.
Yeah, I don't want them opening up a brand new set.
But my dealers never. My dealers are always like, no, don't worry about it. I'm like, because I don't want to stop you from making a sale the rest of this week, because I got backups. They know I got backups. And there's a lot of stuff I have 2 sets of.
Yeah, a lot of people don't understand. I mean, there's so few tools still being made in the USA. If we lose those, it's over. I mean,
well,
Taiwan takes the whole industry, and China's going to eventually take Taiwan, and then we're going to lose everything to China.
What do you think, Pat, as being a dealer now? You're driving a truck. What do you think the future is for tool trucks? I just see the younger crowd. They do everything it can do to not. I shouldn't say majority of the younger crowd does everything to avoid getting on the tool truck. Is that true in your area?
Not in my area.
It's like we're up now. Younger crowd is all about like Amazon for everything. And I actually told one of the young techs I work with, I said, don't ever do that again. He's like, what? I said, don't get on the tool truck and sit there and look up shit, how much it costs on Amazon, and start giving him beef about his price. He's like, why? I said, because he's not fucking Amazon.
He's got to eat, and he's going to take care of you. Amazon's not going to take care of you. Amazon's not going to show up every week and go to the spot in your box where you leave your broken bit sockets and pound new ends in them for you. Even if you're not there. You know what I mean?
Well,
you got a good
service. Even if they gave it that service, it's still, we got to support. I don't know how to say it. We got to support American business, American industry, and American workers. If we don't, we're all doomed. We're all doomed. You know, the tool truck guy's got to pay for his overhead, repairing his truck, maintenance on his truck, gas for his vehicle. If he doesn't have any other back end / benefits from something, he's got to buy his own benefits, or he or she. I shouldn't say just he. They got to buy their own benefits. There's a lot involved with a business. You know, I mean, if a certain business loses 3% of their sales in a year, that could actually take them out of business. If their sales drop 3 to 5% a year.
Yeah, or make it not profitable to stay in business. Be banging your
thing is taking out of business.
Yeah.
If you're not profitable, you got to realize it and say, I got to fix this or get out.
Yeah, and I'm with you, Dave. I think putting Milwaukee on the tool trucks was just a terrible thing to do. And it, Mac started with it with DeWalt. All their tools were DeWalt to begin with.
Well, my Mac truck has got DeWalt on it. He's got.
I think they quit.
This truck. My Mac. He's like got everything. He's got everything people have requested him to carry that people like, and he's got it.
Yeah. See, now, most of my Astro stuff goes from Joe. It comes from Joe. It comes from a tool dealer. And he ships to me. I don't actually get on his truck, but I'm buying it from an independent tool dealer. The only stuff that doesn't come from a dealer is going to be the Tecton and Capri and say your Klein and stuff like that. I try not to get stuff on Amazon when I don't have to. Because look, Amazon killed Sears. They killed Craftsman. Who's going to be next?
Yes, Adam. The tool trucks. Sometimes it's rebranded. Sometimes it's just packaged in the Lyle package. It depends on what tool truck and what item it is. I can't explain it. Maybe Pat can. There's no rhyme or reason to me. Sometimes a Lyle tool will become a Blue Point. Sometimes a Lyle tool will become a Mako tool. Sometimes a Lyle tool will become a Cornwall tool. And other times a Lyle tool will just be a Lyle tool.
Yeah, you got to figure it costs them more to put their name on it. So if it's something that they think they're going to be able to mark up, they're going to stamp their name on it and put it in their box. If it's something they can't mark up a whole lot, they're just going to have a tile on the wall.
Lyle tools are definitely on the tool trucks in one way, shape, or form or another.
Yeah, Lang as well.
All four of the big trucks carry Lyle.
But sometimes they're labeled Lyle, sometimes they're labeled Blue Point, sometimes they're Mako, sometimes they're Mac tools,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes Cornwall, sometimes they're just straight up Lyle.
Yeah, same with Lang.
Well, people get the wrong. I think, and it doesn't happen this way all the time, but it does happen this way a lot of the time, where say there is a Snap-on tool that is made by Lyle that is on the Lyle truck or on the Snap-on truck. And Lyle also sells the similar tool with the Lyle name on it. A lot of the times what happens there is the development of the actual tool took place in Snap-on's wheelhouse. So Snap-on has their process where they say, okay, you're going to, we need your facilities because we don't have the tooling or the facilities or the room right now, the capacity to produce this tool at our current, where we're at in our business. So we sub that out to them. And then, yes, it's being made by Lyle with the Snap-on name, but the actual design of the tool is a tool from Snap-on. So if you look at it that way, then when Lyle puts their name on that same tool, what it is Lyle is actually rebranding the Snap-on name. But again, the difference is the Lyle truck doesn't show up to your shop every week for when you have a problem with it.
Now,
So,
what about
you pay for part of what you pay for is that service.
What about like Mayhew and Spring Tool? Now, I know Snap-on uses Mayhew punches and chisels, right?
No.
They're not.
No.
They're not.
Mac and Matco does.
No. Yes, Mac and Matco do.
Yeah,
Okay,
Mac and Matco do.
You make your own punches and chisels?
Snap. Yes. We were using Irwin for some of them, and there was a falling out happened about a year and a half ago with Irwin and Snap-on, and now all of that's moved in-house. But Mayhew was not making it for us at that time. It was Irwin.
Okay. Tarek, yeah. Sears killed Craftsman. Amazon killed Sears. And I think that's one of the things that made it easy for them to do it.
I think Walmart actually is what killed Sears.
True. Walmart killed a lot of things.
Sears was already on the Sears was already well on the way out before Amazon even existed.
Yeah. Walmart killed a lot of things, that's for sure. But there's a certain demographic that shops at Walmart.
Sears. To be honest with you, I think Sears kind of killed Sears.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could have got way more competitive.
Well, you're looking at it from a tool aspect.
Well, from an everything aspect, even retail.
Home Depot, when HQ was around, Home Depot, Lowe's, and all them kicked in. They basically kicked the shit out of them with the lawn equipment and all that. Sears, before they saw their final days, their clothing line went to shit.
Yeah, and everything that they had, you could get cheaper somewhere else in the mall.
They basically fell in the same freaking hole in the ground that Montgomery Ward's fell into. If you remember that chain.
But the thing to remember too is Sears never manufactured a single tool.
Right.
Who else made it for them?
You want to, the people say the king of the rebrands was Sears.
Yeah, Danaher.
Weren't there toolboxes made by Waterloo at one time? I don't remember tools. It wasn't Armstrong, was it?
Oh, Kennedy.
Armstrong made some stuff for Snap-on.
No, for Sears, I'm saying.
I really don't recall right now. Too late in the day for me to be able to speak to that on any authority. I know where I could go to look it up, but not that interested.
Okay.
But we accomplished what we set out to do today, which was the mid-length 12-point in chrome 3/8 drive.
Yeah, now I need the FDX version.
Mm-hmm.
That's another
best thing you can do for that is go on Snap-on's website, sign up for an account, and order a catalog. They'll send it to you for free. You'll have it in under a week, and you'll be able to look all that stuff up real easy.
Okay, here's flank drive, extra semi-deep inches chrome. There's a 6-point set, 211 YFSSY. That's all 6-point they got online.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you really can't trust it online. You got to have the paper one.
Special application, flank drive extra, flank drive sockets. Yeah, online really sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Semi is chrome.